getting something about like water. Like, I don't know if this is, if you have a connection to water spiritually, or it's water as a divination tool. Like, it feels like there's a lot of different options here, but it definitely feels like very strongly intuitive. Or maybe if you've received a symbol or sign related to water, Piscean, that would make sense. I just keep getting the water piece like right away. And do you have any baths, like take baths or do foot baths or like foot care or something? Because that's very Piscean as well. But I'm getting something about that, like considering using water as a healing modality. That's how it's coming through. So I've listed a couple different options, Pisces specific, but also just in general. But it feels like using water as a divination tool, using water to heal, using water to, you wouldn't think it's ground because you think it's earth, but like it's grounding you, it's clearing your energy out, it's washing things away that you're carrying so that it can be clearer what's coming through. So it feels like there's a lot of different ways to use water in your practice, or to understand that water is like a way that you could be receiving signs related to some symbology. Cold water therapy, is that something that you do consistently? But it feels like there's other stuff. It feels like there's other stuff like beyond that, because that to me feels like that's like a really grounded practice. Like these water practices feel like they're but infusing the intuition, infusing the spiritual, and more of the healing practices, like they just feel like there's a little bit more flowiness to them versus I'm going to go in this thing like it being it doesn't feel like it's a treatment. It feels like it's healing, and it's about connection and like supporting the information coming through. Water represents motions to me, very tuned to those. Yes, well, yes, and that too. Okay, let me actually try to drop in more on this. But I just keep getting it's water as a healing modality, and not in the literal sense of, oh, I'm doing like ice plunges or something. It doesn't mean to stop doing it, but there's just a different angle. It feels like it's doing more with it, doing more with water. And that could even be like, is there a creek by your house? Is there an ocean that you can go to? Like, just connecting to water in different ways. It could be walking by it. It could be swimming in it. I mentioned bathing or foot baths, especially for Pisces. So it feels like there's it feels like it's engaging with the water in different ways. It's raining outside and going outside and standing in the rain. Like, it's just all of the ways that you can like really, really tap in. Being in flow, perhaps tuning in a bit far out for water. Yeah, it just feels like however you can access it. So if you don't live by the ocean, but it rains, like like it's like going outside in the rain or something, like dancing in the rain. It just feels like bringing something that feels a little bit more on like the spiritual woo side into connecting with water to kind of help open and unlock some of the channels, because it feels like there's whatever you're experiencing for signs and downloads, it feels like there's more. Like there's more, but it's like behind a dam, like the water's caught behind the dam, and there's like, oh, just like crack it open a little bit more and like really go in. And I'm getting to flip the card over. Not water sign, but what I was just saying, go wild. Like, just go head first, like really dive in, and in all of the different ways and modalities to connect, fully immerse yourself, and kind of being playful and silly with it or whimsical with it, and not being afraid of judgment, because you're doing it for yourself. You're doing it for exploration. You're trying to open up. You're trying to get the dam to open and let that water come through. So the card, just because I'll show it. So and heart. Yeah. So it's like your heart space that Leo is associated with the heart. Full moon in Leo, go wild. Heart chakra. Yeah, this is it. This is picking up on the heart stuff. This is picking up on the emotional state. This is picking up on intuitive messages and guidance. And it's like through healing, through just letting loose. Leo is like, I'm awesome. Love yourself through the process. There is no judgment. It's just being free. It's getting comfortable with being free and out of the routine, like that cold water therapy. It's like when I read that, it was like, oh, that feels rigid. Doesn't mean that you can't do it health wise. That's like a totally separate discussion. This is just like, how can you just like open up? How can you just like take up more of that heart space? How can you just connect more? When I do let loose and love without judgment signs come in, exactly. That's what we're saying here. It's like go wild. It's like keep going. Like let it really open up. Get those barriers down. And it's experimenting. And it was coming in as experimenting specifically with water. And there's many different ways to do that. But it's water is healing. Water is healing is just how it keeps coming through. And definitely the heart stuff, definitely the emotional state, like you bringing that up, it's like, that's where your mind is supposed to go when I'm saying these things. That's how it's coming through. It's like, great, good. Like you got it, you're connecting it. So those are the pieces. It's emotions, it's your heart. So it's your self-love, not caring what other people are thinking. And it's how are you connecting energetically? How can you be emotionally open, heart space open, self-love open? Because you can receive, as we talk about in my psychic development classes, you can receive information through all the different clairs. It doesn't just have to be up here. You can get information elsewhere. So it feels like it's just like unlocking that, really getting rid of the other walls and being comfortable. Just like letting yourself feel that. Vulnerable trust in the universe. And you know what this is, Pam? This is card number 1 from the collective reading. Trust that all will be well. Relaxing into that comfy chair. Just like let it all out. Let it all out. You're safe in the comfort of your own home. It's just like, you can do it. Hence why I felt resistance to card number 1. Exactly. It's that block tingling and saying, ooh, I don't like that. Sometimes those are the signs. Because the fact that you felt something tells you need to pay attention. Whereas card 2, it might have felt more comfortable. And you could still be someone who does both. But if you have a little bit of resistance to card 1, it means consider it. Virgo rising. Yeah. 10 out of 10. That makes sense to me. So yeah, sit with it. But we're not over analyzing it. So we're not over analyzing even the stuff I just said. It's just like, how can I sit in this energy? How can I relax? How can I relinquish? How can I connect spiritually? We're talking about Pisces, sister sign of Virgo. Those work together. Pisces and Virgo need each other. So if there's a lot of that Virgo going on, it's like, okay, leaning into that water side. Water is great for Earth. Hands are tied. It's like tied behind your back, tied to a chair. It's like, it's coming in. It's like an entrapment. It's like that kind of a feeling, like really feeling like trapped in it. And then when I'm seeing you do, it's like, it's like you have laser vision. So it's like you're looking and you like use the laser vision and you're like looking at your wrists and you're like burning through the rope. And then, so it's like you're using your own inner spirit and power, because it's like more of like a white light that's coming out as the laser to get yourself out. It's like you can free yourself. That's how it feels. It's like super, super empowerment. Basically, like you're like busting out of the room. So you're like zapping the ropes with the lasers in your eyes. And then your hands are free and like your eyes are still glowing. And then it's like you like kick the chair out of the way. It feels like it's like super empowered. And what I'm getting, coming in here is if you don't feel that way right now, you can. You can. So it's like just in hearing this, if you are feeling any discomfort in your body, like, oh, that doesn't really sound like me, or like, oh, I don't really feel empowered, or like I could do that, or like I'm that bold and I could take up space in that way. It's something to really pay attention to and say, well, why? Well, why is that? If I'm getting that it's related to one of the readings, which one would it be related to? If it's like it was the reflecting, but we're not reflecting, it's number one. Reflecting, but not reflecting. So it's like, if you are not feeling that way, then trusting, card number one, trusting that you will. I feel very empowered lately. Awesome, awesome. So if you are feeling that way, option number two, luxuriating in that. It's taking the seat in that big chair, knowing you got your own back. And again, it was if you remember from that first reading, about allowing yourself to be taken care of. So if you were in a dynamic where maybe you were the caretaker, so you were is like actually take care of you, is showing you love in the way that you would be showing love, in a way that is balanced, but also at times is skewed towards they're taking care of you because you deserve it. Like that's how this feels. It's like, how can we rebalance the scales and also ensure that you can be taken care of, that you can not set up walls. So there's a difference between being empowered and then like putting up a block. So it's like, yes to empowerment, but you're breaking out of the room. So you can have an armor on, you can have an awareness, but not hypervigilance, because then you're creating other blocks. So it's like there's a really, with this balancing the scales, it's a really, really fine line here about how you're moving forward. So how can you keep leaning into that, keep embracing the power that you have, harnessing that? That's reading number two. How can you channel your energy? What are you channeling it towards? What modalities are you using? So it feels to me like you're one of those people that has the tandem. You have one and two happening at the same time. So how can you harness this newfound energy that you have, but make sure that you're not putting a block up, that you're not preventing people from coming in, because it feels so important to still let people in. Because if you put that block up, like, oh, well, I'm tough, I'm not gonna, take any crap from anyone. Well, it's not taking crap. We don't want to take crap, but it's about not having the walls up, because we still want to be able to let people in, because we want them to take care of us sometimes too. So it feels like you're in a pattern of like having to practice that. The balance of being really empowered, but then allowing yourself to be held, allowing yourself to receive at the same time. It is a balance of like the divine masculine and feminine. That's kind of like which is, it's work that can take people a long time. But it feels like it's like you're ready. It's like, okay, great. Like you're lit up. You have the fire in your belly. You're lit up in this area. But still making sure that you always, I'm getting, it's like, oh, sometimes like it's leaving the door open doesn't mean leaving it open only a crack. It's like, no, like the doors open, or like the doors unlocked, but because there's trust. So you can still be empowered in using your judgment to say, no, that's not for me. But things being allowed in, still allowing things to be coming through to you, allowing you to receive care, love, compassion, support, so that you're not carrying all of it and you're not getting in a position where you are appeasing or doing for the other person, because that's what a narcissist wants. It's like, oh, yes, okay, I'll do that thing for you. It's like putting them in charge. No, you're in charge. So you're in charge, but then how do you make sure that you can receive at the same time? New moon in Gemini. Think it through. Oh, interesting. I'm realizing that what I was talking about before with these collective readings, we had an earth sign, we had a water sign, and the first individual reading was fire sign, and then we have air sign. So we got all of them rising as Gemini. Perfect. So you are no stranger to thinking and talking. With this week's energy, though, it's not overanalyzing. Like I said that before, we're not overanalyzing, but we're thinking about the possibilities. We're thinking about it holistically. Thinking it through doesn't mean thinking ad nauseum to the point of exhaustion. It's covering our bases. Am I missing anything? And one of those things, as I mentioned, to think about is, am I putting any blocks up? In this empowerment process, am I putting up any blocks? Where are they? What are they? How could I get through that to the other side? And that's where this feels like reading number 2 of maybe this is a free write. So I mentioned for more of the air signs, a free write, journal prompts, like shadow work questions related to self-love, related to boundaries. So that could be an avenue that you take this week, especially if you're leaning into that second reading. It's like kind of going that route because it's wanting to stay open. It's like having boundaries for your empowerment, but not having blocks. Boundaries versus blocks. We want to make sure we're really defining them differently and that we are enacting them differently. So when we get to the point, not this week, but when we get to the point where we are moving forward, we are super clear. So in this case, clear mentally, really, really clear on what's the difference, how should that look for you, how do you want it to look for you, for your self-care, for your well-being, for your personal growth journey. I have to practice boundaries with my community. Gems are my rising sign. I'll remember not to block my alignment. Yeah, it's just we're trying to connect, but we're trying to connect to the right people. And how do we make sure we're not talking ourselves out of or into who we should be connecting to or not? Well, it just comes down to the self. What are the things that you want? What are the things that make you feel comfortable and at ease? Card number 1. Things that make you feel safe, as if you're at home in a space where you can receive. That's all really heavy card number 1 stuff. And then card number 2 could just be the process of doing that, of documenting it, of reflecting. It could be deeper questions that really supplement if you're doing any shadow work, inner child work. Talking could be talking to a therapist, talking to a friend, talking to a family member, whatever it is, all those Gemini 11 things. Allow that to process. So it's like you're relaxing, you're trusting, you're living and sitting in your own power, and then you're letting yourself. It's like on a computer when it has that like spinning wheel, like it's loading. It's like doing a little bit of that this week because we're in our pause. It's like, okay, it's not buffering, but it's like you're waiting for something to load. You're like, okay, what's the information? What do I do with this? How do I feel about it? What do I think about it? Obviously, how do I think about it? What would I do? What shouldn't I do? And that's the stuff that we're working on, especially like now. Because we want to stay open. And the takeaway I keep getting over and over again is knowing the difference between boundaries and blocks. It's just like 50 times in my brain. Because it's easy to slip both ways, thinking something is a boundary and it's a block, or vice versa, or like it's like making something too firm or not firm enough. You're sitting in the seat of power, and what you're thinking about is, so now what do I do with it? How do I wield that power? And how do I make sure that I'm not building walls around myself when what I really should just be doing is just building my throne up, building up myself, and making sure I'm not like putting blocks up around me so I can't have people come in. Because we can protect ourselves by, one, setting boundaries, not walls, and also fueling ourselves. So you're building yourself up, and there's a difference.